Welcome to the Guilty Gear Strive Ky guide. Ky is a beginner-friendly character that has many tools, including a fireball, DP, and decent range. Ky is a flexible character, able to zone or get up close with fast buttons. He also has strong Okazeme with a 3-hit fireball and safe jump setups. One of Ky's main weaknesses is that he only has one standing overhead. The other issue is that Ky needs to spend 50 tension on roaming cancels in order to mix up his opponent. Without tension, you'll have to play very neutral heavy. Ky is a fairly honest character. A lot of his specials use strength depending on his opponent's matchup knowledge. This guide will cover the basics, such as his moves and combos. We will also cover pressure, Okazeme, mix-ups, and more. All this information comes from other Ky mains and resources. Players such as Ky Kiske and SKT have put out a lot of tips and tech on YouTube and Twitter. Ky is by no means a weak character. If you want to learn more about the character, please continue watching the video. I'll also link the references used in the description. With the intro done, let's first analyze and go over Ky's move list. First, we'll go over all of Ky's special, super, and normal moves. We'll go over move usage, frame data, and gatlings. Ky can apply a special trait on his opponent called Shock State. On hit or block, all of Ky's projectiles and Eclat apply Shock State for 5 to 8 seconds. Ky's special moves have better frame data and chip damage if done on an opponent in Shock State. Shock State disappears when the opponent is hit by a special move. Moves that apply Shock State will only reset the timer and will not stack. 236S, or Stun Edge, is a standard fireball that will apply Shock State. Opponents in Shock State receive slightly more damage when hit with Stun Edge. We can use Stun Edge at the end of our block strings to check our opponent. Like most fireballs, the opponent can punish this move by instant air dashing forward. With hit detention, we can purple roam and cancel and keep ourselves safe. We can also potentially punish an incoming attack. 236 Heavy Slash, or Charge Stun Edge, is a 3-hit fireball that travels slow and takes time to get out. It also applies Shock State. Off a hard knockdown, we can use Charge Stun Edge to force the opponent to block on wake up, giving us time to run. We'll discuss how to set up Oki and apply mix-ups later in the video. Mid-screen, the opponent will have enough time to jump in and counter the windup. If Ky is hit, the fireball disappears. Full screen, you can more than likely get it out, forcing the opponent to jump or block. Jumping 236 Slash or Heavy Slash, or Aerial Stun Edge, is an aerial projectile that travels in one of two directions. The Slash version travels down, while the Heavy Slash version travels horizontally. Ky is in counter hit state until he lands on the ground. The Heavy Slash version should be used far away. It can hit standing opponents and helps control horizontal space in the air. The Slash version should be used if the opponent is up close. We can also use it after landing any jumping attack that isn't us. We'll go over a purple roaming cancel mix that uses aerial stun. 236K, or Stun Dipper, is a fast 2-hit slide. The first hit is a low, while the second hit is a mid. Although fast, Stun Dipper needs to be spaced properly for the second hit to connect. The general sweet spot is in the tip of bar slash, 2 slash, or 5 heavy slash. If you are too close, the second hit will drop. Being negative 15 will leave you vulnerable to a strong punch. Counter hit bar slash, 2 slash, and 5 heavy slash will make both hits of Stun Dipper connect even if close. Because we know opponents might try to jump in Stun Edge, we can use Stun Dipper to catch our opponents trying to jump. If we have detention, we can purple roam and cancel to keep ourselves safe and continue our offense. On a Shock State opponent, the second hit becomes -10 rather than -15 on block. Shock State is also removed. Stun Dipper can also go underneath some projectiles. 214K, or Fuji Arc, is a mid-attack that is used to reset pressure. The frame advantage of this move depends if the opponent is standing or crouching. Generally, high block gives Ky -1, while low block makes Ky +1. On hard knockdowns, you can time Fuji Arc with 5 feet to make the move hit the recovering opponent, making you plus on block. On Shock State opponents, Fuji Arc will always be plus on block. On high block, use 2K to check the opponent. On low block, you can use slash to beat out 5 P match. Due to the long startup, opponents can challenge the move with any button. Most people challenge with P or slash. This is another rock, paper, scissors situation. If the opponent anticipates Stun Edge, they will IAD forward. If we read the jump in, we can use Fuji Arc and catch them jumping. On airborne opponents, Fuji Arc leads to a full combo with 5 heavy slash. Once the opponent starts blocking, we can apply pressure with plus frames. We can also red Roman cancel into jumping Ki or jumping dust and go for a dick grab. One more thing, if done too close, you'll go over a crouching opponent. 214S or Dire Eclat is a mid slash that applies shock save to the opponent. On hit, it sends the opponent far. On block, it still sends the opponent a fair distance away. On block, Ky is -11. Depending on the matchup, some characters can punish you with far slash. On shock save block, Ky is -9, which makes Ky slightly safer. Because Dire Eclat puts the opponent in a hard knockdown, we can run up and do a meaty close slash to start pressure. If our opponent has an invincible reversal, we can also set up a safe jump. This will be covered later in the video. We can also frame trap with Dire Eclat. In the corner, this leads to huge damage and wall break. .623 slash or heavy slash, or vapor thrust, is Ky's reversal option. The heavy slash version goes farther, both vertically and horizontally. It also does more damage. As with most DPs, the move is super negative on block, leaving Ky open to a punish. You can only red Roman cancel vapor thrust if the move hits the opponent and only during the slash. If you wait too long or whiff, you cannot Roman cancel to protect yourself. However, if you land heavy slash vapor thrust high in the air, you will be rewarded with a combo opportunity. Vapor thrust sends opponents with shock save higher in the air. This is useful for corner combos. And if you manage to hit a shock save opponent mid-screen, you can still combo afterwards. Another thing to be aware of is that DPs can be both regular grab and command grab. .632-146 heavy slash, or ride the lightning, is Ky's cinematic super. Ky dashes forward and hits the opponent 5 times. The super confirms off close normals and breaks the wall if done mid-sprint. Breaking the wall with any super puts your opponent in a hard knockdown state. The super also has iframes, making it a high-risk reversal option. If Ride the Lightning hits the opponent off the ground, the 5th hit will drop. The 5th hit is what does the most damage, so unless the opponent is super low, it's best to save detection. .236-236 Punch, or Sacred Edge, is a fast projectile that hits 5 times and applies shock strike. Sacred Edge can combo into another Sacred Edge or Ride the Lightning. It is also plus and block. Sacred Edge can beat most projectiles in the game, but still loses to projectile counter moves. Sacred Edge also doesn't have iframes, meaning we can't use it as a reversal. As long as your opponent is in the corner, Sacred Edge will wall break and put your opponent in a hard knockdown state. 214-214 Heavy Slash, or Dragon Install, is a super that can only be performed if Ky has 30% health or less. Dragon Install enhances the properties of Ky specials, making them better than shock stats. Dragon Install can be interrupted if hit before the activation. Ky can also be punished on whip. Flare Fireballs will fade when hit by the activation blast. Like the other supers, Dragon Install will wall break and hard knock down the opponent. However, this is where the main weakness stands out. You will gain significantly less meter in Dragon Install. When activating Dragon Install, you are committed to a full aggressive no meter form. I'll briefly go over the specials. Stun Edge now hits 2 times. Charge Stun Edge hits 5 times, which locks down the opponent longer. Aerial Stun Edge hits 2 times. Stun Dipper hits 3 times in total, but still needs to be spaced properly. The second hit will cause a hard knockdown. Bujay Arc hits 2 times on the ground and 3 times on an airborne opponent. It is also always advantageous on block. Slash Vapor Thrust hits 2 times, and Heavy Slash Vapor Thrust hits 3 times. It is also possible to combo grounding opponents with Heavy Slash Vapor Thrust. Ride the Lightning now does 11 hits, and Sacred Edge does 8 hits. Five Punch is a standard jab that can combo into itself 3 times. It whiffs on most crouching opponents. We can go for tick grabs. For higher damage, we can Gatling into 6 Keep. We can Gatling into 6 Kick for the plus range and maintain our turn. We can also go for a frame trap by Gatling into 6 Heavy Slash. It can also be used as a pseudo anti-air. The higher the opponent, the better our confirm will be. Five Punch can also combo into Ride the Lightning and Sacred Edge. Two Punch is more or less the same as 5 Punch, except it hits crouching and is -2 on block. The same strats, Gatlings, and confirms apply here. Six Punch is Ky's anti-air option. It has upper body invulnerability. To confirm off a 2 or 5 Punch, Gatling with the 6P, then combo into Dire Eclat. On an airborne opponent, 6P into Dire Eclat. If you get a counter hit, combo into Bujay Arc. You can also confirm into Super. Jumping Punch is a short and quick jab in the air. You can use Jumping Punch to time a falling Jumping Slash or Jumping Heavy Slash. If you connect Jumping Punch in the air, you can set up Shock State by delaying Heavy Slash Aerial Stun Edge. You can also confirm into Ride the Lightning. Five Kick is a 7-frame standing low attack. Only -1 on block, we can attempt to catch our opponents low by micro-dashing 5 kick. The move is fairly active, making it ideal for challenging incoming attacks and catching backdashes. Off of air hit Uche arc, we can run up and pick the opponent up for 5 kick. We can check the opponent low with 2 kick into 2D. We can go for a low-high mix-up with 5 kick into 5 dust. Frame trap using 5 kick into 6 heavy slash. 5 kick is also jump cancelable on hit and block. We can use it to close the gap or set up a fuzzy attack, which we'll cover later. Two kick is another low kick that is 1 frame faster than 5 kick and reaches farther horizontally. This move is useful for punishing attacks. At max range, 2 dust won't connect. For a safe confirm, go straight into dire Eclat. 2 kick has the exact same Gatling options as 5 kick, but is not jump cancelable. Six kick is a slow forward kick that has +4 on block. Up close, close slash will come out. We can condition our opponents to block with a plus range. We could get up close and also go for a grab. You cannot special cancel 6 kick. Jumping kick is another fast air-to-air option that is air dash cancelable and jump cancelable on hit and block. The kick has decent range. If you time it correctly, you can land 2 jumping kicks and follow up with a combo using 2 slash into 5 heavy slash. You can also Gatling with jumping dust, which will halt your air movement and set up for shock save with aerial stun edge. Close slash has the same startup as 5 kick, and is one of Ky's best moves since he can Gatling into his lows, highs, and pressure resets. Ky can keep his block stream safe by going from close slash to far slash to 5 heavy slash. Close slash starters result in good damaging combos. By spacing out our attacks, we can bait the opponent to mash and get a counter hit starter. This is very devastating in the corner. If the opponent respects close slash, you can start to run up and reset pressure or go for a grab. Close slash is also jump cancelable on hit and block, which leads to the same fuzzy attack setup. Close slash can be used as a meaty starter that catches backdashes and mutes throws or mash. Bar slash is a somewhat slow poke used to check your opponent. Use stun edge to keep yourself safe, Uche arc to get in, and stun dipper to check their feet. The tip of bar slash is a sweet spot to confirm if it's stun dipper. If you are too close, the second hit won't connect. Counter hit bar slash will auto-confirm stun dipper regardless of spacing. Bar slash can Gatling into 5 heavy slash and 2 heavy slash. Bar slash does have an extended hitbox. Opponents can punish the move if spaced correctly. 2 slash is a faster and longer poke that hits low. Similar to bar slash, you can use 2 slash to check your opponent in neutral. Same as before, the tip of 2 slash will confirm both hits of stun dipper. However, the very tip of 2s will cause stun dipper to miss entirely. Counter hit will also auto-confirm both hits. 2 slash can Gatling into 5 heavy slash and 2 heavy slash. 2 slash into 5 heavy slash is an annoying route for combos. The 2 slash will catch the opponent before they hit the ground, and 5 slash will bring the opponent high into the air to continue the combo. Another plus to 2 slash is that the hurt box retracts during recovery, making it harder to whip punish. Jumping slash is a far-reaching air attack that has air dash and jump cancelable. Jumping slash gatlings into jumping heavy slash. Air to air, you can air dash cancel into jumping kick and combo on the ground. Jumping slash is important since we use it for both our safe jump and fuzzy jump setups. Five heavy slash is a far range slash that has an extended hurt box and does not gatling to any other normal. Five heavy slash can be used in a block sequence, or can be used with 2 slash to pick an opponent in the air to continue a combo. In the corner, 5 heavy slash can be used to pick the opponent off the ground and continue the corner combo. Two heavy slash is a secondary anti-air option that lacks upper body invulnerability. 2 heavy slash has 2 hits pulling the opponent off the ground briefly. 2 heavy slash is Ky's best punish button. Mid-screen leads to a full corner carry. If only the second hit of 2 heavy slash lands, then Fuji Arc side swap. Delay Fuji Arc to stay on the same side. Six heavy slash is a far-reaching slash that can be used from punch, kick, and close slash buttons. From a close slash starter, 6 heavy slash will cause the opponent to bounce off the wall. This gives us a chance to combo the opponent. As mentioned earlier, this move can be used as a frame trap, which can lead to big damage. Keep in mind, you won't get a wall bounce to combo off of with 6 heavy slash unless the opponent is airborne or use a close slash starter. Jumping heavy slash is one of Kai's slowest air normals. Despite how it looks, the move cannot instant overhead, nor can it cross up the opponent. When used air to air, the opponent is sent straight to the ground. There's something special about the move. It does give more hit stun compared to the other air normals. With the long range and area coverage, we can use this move high up and cover our retreat when we play passive. Five Dust is a universal standing overhead. It's punishable on block, and our hit does not give us our turn. Counter hit does not lead to any combos, but you will maintain your turn. After Red Roman cancel, you can fully charge 5 Dust to knock up the opponent and confirm into 2 slash into 5 heavy slash. 2 Dust is a sweep that goes farther than 5 kick and 2 kick. The move causes a hard knockdown, giving us a chance to run in or set up Oki to charge Stun Edge. On counter hit, we can pick the opponent up with 2 slash or close slash. Four or 6 Dust are backwards and forward grabs. After throwing the opponent, run and use charge Stun Edge to set up Oki. Jumping Dust is a projectile attack that halts Kai's air movement. Jumping Dust does not gatling into any moves and can't be air dash or jump cancelled. This move can be used to catch an opponent's backdash. In the corner, this leads to a combo. We can use Jumping Dust to mix up our landing timing. With all of Kai's moves covered, we'll move on to the Oki section. In this section, we'll go over how to use Charge Stun Edge to force the opponent to block off a hard knockdown. To explain how to set up Charge Stun Edge, you need to know the difference between a soft and a hard knockdown. Using Stun Divert or OTG Dire Eclat will put the opponent in a soft knockdown. The opponent will recover fast off the ground, which resets neutral. Moves like 2D, grab, and air hit Putre Arc result in a hard knockdown. The opponent will be stuck on the ground longer, giving us time to run in or set up Oki. The idea is to time Charge Stun Edge and hit the opponent when recovering. They will have to block 3 hits, giving us time to run in. Flawless defense only negates chip damage, so we advance forward and apply Shock State at the same time. The timing of charged Stun Edge depends on the distance between you and the opponent. Up close, immediately using charged Stun Edge after 2D will cause Fireball to miss. In this case, press Heavy Slash when the opponent hits the ground. The further you are from the opponent, the sooner you can use charged Stun Edge. For Grab and Fuji Arc, if you use charged Stun Edge without moving, the opponent will have enough time to jump, negating our pressure. To solve this, just dash forward and activate charged Stun Edge. You could potentially hit the opponent on their pre-jump frames. The counterplay to this setup is Invincible Supers. Up close or in the corner, the opponent can wake up super and punish you for throwing out a charged Stun Edge. If your opponent has tension and you don't, you're putting yourself in a guessing game to see if they know the matchup. At max range, the wake up super won't go far or fast enough to punish the setup, giving you a free punish. And if you have enough tension and still want to set play, you can PRC to keep yourself safe. One thing to remember is that Baus can crawl under the charged Stun Edge. Once charged Stun Edge is out, it's our turn. We can do standard block strings and make use of Shock State. Check the opponent low to see if they're blocking their D. Test their reactions with Dust. We can also run up and go for RC setups, which will be covered in the 6th section of the video. We will now go on to cover how to continue pressure after landing Dire Eclat. In this section, we'll go over how to apply pressure after ending a combo with Dire Eclat. First, let's go over what a safe jump is. If you time an aerial attack low enough to the ground, you'll land fast enough to block a reversal option. In this case, Ky is able to throw out a jumping slash, forcing the chip to block high. If Chip uses Beta Blade, you can block and punish the DP. From a close 5k, 2k, or slash, we can confirm into Dire Eclat. We can close a distance with a safe jumping slash, and continue our pressure. Even if the opponent uses faultless defense, we'll still be in range for close slash. In order to get the safe jump, we need to do two things. First, we need to faultless defense cancel our air dash. In this clip, notice that Ky is not in range for close slash after his jumping slash. SKD has a detailed video that explains why we FD cancel, which I will link. The TLDR is that canceling the air dash at different timings changes your momentum. In these clips, Ky goes slightly further when he uses faultless defense right after the air dash. This puts him in range for close slash. The timing for the FDC has to be precise. If you FD too early, you'll throw out a move instead. If you FD too late, the jumping slash won't connect. If you practice the timing, your pressure game after Dire Eclat will improve a lot. The other important timing is the ground dash. If we neutral jump, then air dash, we aren't close to the opponent and can't land jumping slash. At the end of Dire Eclat, dash forward a little, then jump up and forward and air dash. Timing the ground dash is important. We can even close farther distances if we get both dashes correctly. Far away, we can still land the jumping slash into a far slash. The timing for an airborne opponent is difficult since you have to consider counter hit. You can generally dash on the ground longer than normal to close the gap. Mid-screen, the counterplay for the safe jump is backdash. If the opponent is aware of the setup, we now have to engage in rock, paper, scissors. If they guess jumping slash, they can backdash and escape our pressure. If we guess backdash, we can use jumping dust, which will only result in one hit. If we hard read the backdash but want more damage, give up the safe jump, run up, and do a meaty option like 5k or close slash. Doing this meaty puts us in range of a reversal. This screen forces these responses and guesses. In the corner, our options become much better in our favor. we land fast enough to catch the backdash with close slash. We can use jumping dust and confirm in the corner. We can also option select and use vapor thrust to catch the backdash or reversal. Again, I recommend that you watch SKD's full video explaining other setups using FBC. Now we will go over some B&B combos. We will now go over some of Ky's combos. We'll start with simple mid-screen confirms and work towards corner, DP punish, and RC combos.
ここからだ。見切れますか。こんなはここだ。
Now that we know some basic combos, we'll discuss how to use tension offensively for mix-ups. In this section, we'll go over mix-ups with the help of Roman cancels. The mix-ups include rapid PRC 214K cross-up, left-right air mix with jumping 236S, PRC high-low mix, and other tricks. Normally after a 2D knockdown, we can use charge stun edge for set play. We can increase our pressure game with the use of meter. With 50 tension, we can PRC charge stun edge and cross up the opponent while they recover from the ground using Fujay Arc. There are two important timings for this cross-up. One is the PRC charge stun edge, and two is cancelling the PRC with Fujay Arc. Forward PRC will increase the distance of Fujay Arc. If you do a non-directional PRC, you won't cross up your opponent. You will still need to time charge stun edge depending on the distance between you and the opponent. If you PRC too early, charge stun edge will not come out. Wait for the fireball to start moving, then forward PRC. The last step is to cancel the PRC with Fujay Arc. This step isn't necessary, but doing the full PRC will give your opponent more time to react to the setup. With full tension, you can combo into Ride the Lightning for massive damage and potential wall break. The next setup will involve locking the opponent with Aerial Stun Edge. Up close, a crouching opponent will still get hit by Aerial Stun Edge. After Aerial Stun Edge, forward PRC to cross up your opponent. The fireball has to be blocked from the other side. You can then land with a falling jumping slash. If your opponent reacts with the cross up, use Jumping Dust to halt your air movement. The blocked Aerial Stun Edge will push the opponent and your jumping slash will hit same side. The opponent cannot mash after blocking the fireball. This keeps your jumping slash safe. Using Jumping Dust for the same side setup leaves an opening for DPs and invincible supers. An easy way to get TK Aerial Stun Edge is to input 236 on the ground and lift up to the 9 position. When you jump, press slash. You might wonder, how can we even get close to set up TK Aerial Stun Edge? We can use Charge Stun Edge knockdown set play and run up to do the setup. The next high-low setup involves using forward BRC after jump canceling, close slash, or 5K. To practice the BRC, buffer the jump cancel by inputting diagonal forward and up. Move towards the forward position, then BRC. The first layer to this mix-up is getting a pseudo-instant overhead with jumping slash. Landing the jumping slash will result in a standard combo. The pressure is airtight. Opponents will not be able to mash. The next layer is to empty jump into 2D. The stun from the BRC will give you enough time to land close slash. The delayed 2D setup will lose to mash 5p. The next layer is to add the threat of jumping slash fuzzy attack. This is done by using jumping slash during the BRC, then jumping and immediately throwing out another jumping slash. When blocking high and immediately moving to block low, the game will still consider you standing for a few frames. This is how Leo gets hit even after inputting down back. If you land the second jumping slash, combo into jumping heavy slash and use aerial stun edge to apply shock state. If blocked, you can keep yourself safe and return to neutral. If you have enough tension, you can confirm into ride the lightning. Once your opponent is aware of the fuzzy attack option, you can force them into 50-50 high-low mix-ups. The fuzzy attack does not work on Mei, Giovanna, and Chip. Now for some simple RC uses. We'll use a trick from Soul. Soul can cancel Night Raid Vortex with PRC and put himself into grab range. We can forward PRC Stun Dipper and put ourselves into grab range. We can also bait the opponent to jump, then chase them with PRC into an air grab. We can also RRC Poudre Arc and cancel into Jumping Dust. The low block stun from Jumping Dust can lead into a tick grab. If the opponent is crouching, Jumping Dust will be too close to the ground to go off. This gives the opponent less time to react. With Roman cancels, we have a variety of mix-ups. Now onto the frame trap section. In this section, we'll go over how to condition our opponent to block with frame traps. Opponents will always try to find a way to retake their turn. If their mash works, there's no reason for them to stop. 5B is a common way to check people. Until we present the threat of a frame trap, our tick grabs, slow plus moves, and pressure resets won't work. Delaying our move slightly adds a gap for the opponent to input a move, but not fast enough to beat out our pressure. They will get counter hit if they attempt to mash. Getting counter hit in the corner is a major threat, since Ky can easily convert into a wall break combo. Once our opponent starts to respect our pressure, we can then start going for our tick grabs, plus moves, and pressure resets. Similar to the combo section, I will demonstrate some standard frame traps and what counterattack options they beat on the right. Just remember to mix up when you use special moves. The possibility of Stun Edge might tempt the jump response. If we're predictable, we might get punished for throwing out a Stun Edge. We could potentially use Fuji Arc, Air Grab, or Anti-Air 6 speed to catch the air dash forward. With all the fundamentals done, I'll end the video with some closing thoughts. First and foremost, all the information and tech shared here comes from Dustluke and from players such as SKD and Ky Kiske. I recommend that you watch their videos as they go more in depth with certain tech and show off high-level Ky gameplay. Even with all the info and tech out there, it's important to play Ky a lot in order to fully understand the character. I will link all the channels, sources, and additional videos in the description. Thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions, corrections, or questions, please comment down below. While I don't post guides often, I want to make sure the information is clear and helpful. I might try to cover other characters or tips if this style of video works. I posted my tournament footage on YouTube and I sometimes stream on Twitch. Again, thank you for watching and I'll see you all next time.